G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. I am going to do a little 3D bloom for you today. Well, I'm going to do two of them. And I'm going to use the Platinum Art Coat resin. Now you've seen me use this before, but recently I've been using the 360 Plus, which is much thinner. It's a 2-to-1 resin. This art coat is a 1-to-1 resin. Just put that out there. Make sure I've got equal amounts. Hopefully I have. This one seems to have gone to the sides faster. So I'll just do this and I'll show you the bottles. Yeah, it's a 1-to-1, so it is thicker. It has a long work time though. It's got 70 minutes, 70. So you don't have to like rush so much, and the resin has time to move a lot more before it starts curing up. So I tend to get more movement with the blooms. This is it here. That's part A, that's part B. Art Coat by Platinum. The link's down below if you want to grab some. Yeah, it's pretty much available, well, I think worldwide now, pretty much. They've started using or selling it from overseas. I think there's a dispatch unit in the US. I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do is something a little bit different. I've got this octopus fluids. 1, 2, 3, 4 by, it's called Bloody Mary octopus fluids. Mix a bit of that in there. So I want sort of like I'm going for like a orangish, copperish type of a color today, maybe a little bit more. So my resin was sitting, I let it set for 18 minutes. It took exactly to get to 40 degrees. So I just let that sit for a bit until it got warm. I could feel it, but my hand was nice and warm, and then I thought, okay, I'll take its temperature. And it got to 40 degrees, so that's when I started my video. So I'm going to pour a little bit of this. I know I've got a lot there. I've got 1 ounce in there for my color. I've got 1 ounce in there, 30 grams for my white. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't want this to spread too much, actually it's not dark enough. Not dark enough. Do another squirt. So I've got probably another 10 minutes or so from when I decant to when I want to start piping. So between 25 and 30 minutes you've got, depending on the temperature of your room. Okay, let's try this again. So a little bit of colour. Now if you put your colour in first and then put your clear on, it tends to spread a lot more. So if you put your clear in first and then your colour around, it doesn't spread as much, which is what I'm wanting today. Get out of the way, little cups. So just a little ring like that. And then the leftover, I want to add a bit of this mica powder. About that, I guess. It's by Let's Resin, and it's called Gypsy Red. And I've got some of this sort of copperish coloured stones for my middle. So yeah, I've got the edge there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up my white, and I'm going to pipe the white, and then I'm going to put some of this over the top of the white. And just see what happens. Just having a play. Just doing something a bit different today. Why not? Okay, so that's a gorgeous colour. Probably needed that to be a little bit darker, but no, that's fine. It's fine. All right, so that's that one done. And I'll put that in my piping bag. Move those out of the way. Now onto the white. I am using the Just Resin titanium white. give it a stir. And basically then I'm just going to wipe my stick on all sides, and then whatever's left is going in there. So just resin, titanium white. It's well used. Now it takes a little bit of effort to get the paste off the stick because they, you know, you scraped it pretty much all off, so you do need to scrape the sides a little bit. You might decide you don't want all of that anyway, so you can actually take your stick out and put another stick, and like, because there's still a lot of paste on there, you might not need that all. So then, have I got another stick? So then you could take that stick out and pop another stick in, and then just look at it, look at the colour. So it's kind of like skim milk, so yeah, that's fine. It's a bit hard to tell when you've got your paste all over your stick there. So I don't want it too dark, but I don't want it too transparent either. Okay, so what's the time? How am I going for time? 10:37. Okay, I need to start. Right, so this one is going in here. It's my white into this piping bag. Like so. I'll clean my sticks later. This orangish colour is going into this bag. I just get the small piping bags from eBay. They come in 3 different sizes, large, medium and small, and I just get the small ones, and then I slice a bit off the top as well, a couple of inches off the top, because they're a bit long. Okay, now the last thing I need to do is put a little bit of these stones in. Give it another quick torch. Like so. Try and spread that out a little bit. Okay. Now, where's my little spoon? Here's my little spoon. I'm just going to pop a little bit in the middle there. Just crushed glass, I think it is. It comes in all different colours. Now, there's my stick. Let's just cover those with resin. You can see how kind of thick and sticky the resin is at this stage. So I'm at 25, I'm at 25 minutes now. I should have been using a little silicone brush, that would have been easier to do. Just spread those out evenly. Okay, so that's that done now. A little bit of torching. Okay, here we go, you guys. So I'm going to go with the white first. I'm going to do, oh gosh, it's feeling quite warm. I'm going to do petals on one and just a ring on the other. Okay, so can you see where it's half, the white stops there and then it's clear? Just sort of cut halfway in there, like so, so that you get a nice stream. So I'll do the white first. So one's going to have petals and then one's going to have rings. Okay, here we go. Petals. Let's keep going. I don't want them too close to each other. Sometimes I like a little bit of negative space so that you can see the dimensions of your petals. Yes, I don't really, sometimes it just closes up all the time, which is fine, but if you want to have a little bit of space left, come around, then yeah, you just get it like a more 3D dimension. Okay, hopefully I've left enough for the the rings for the other one. Wind it back up. And here we go. Rings. If you're not confident with piping petals, then, you know, you can do rings. Circles. It doesn't matter if you're a bit wobbly. It's not going to matter in the long run. Just try and make them the same thickness all the way around. Do need to stop and wind that back up again though. And the thing with the rings, you don't tend to stop and start really like you do with the petals. You know, you go up and down and then you start again, and where you sort of stop and start, it can leave a little blobby. So that's that. I've still got some left actually. All right, let's move on to the next one. Yeah, so it doesn't matter if it's not straight or it's overlapped or anything, because we're going to pull through with the stick anyway and move that around. So I probably didn't need all of this. I'm only going to put a little bit of this on. I want to see what it does if I put it over the top of the white. Just a little bit. Like so. Got a little hole. I'm going to put even a smaller hole in there. Now, this is going to be tricky, hey? Trying to follow what I've already done. So I'm just trying to, I made the hole a little bit smaller because I still want the white to be dominant. I have no idea if this is going to work or not. I just want to have like a little hint of another colour. So anyway, we'll see what happens. I've done this before where I've, well, where am I going? Concentrate on what I'm doing, where I've done, you know, different rows in different colors, but I've never done one where I've put the color over the top. So we'll just see what happens. I'm hoping to get like a variegated kind of a look. So here again, I'm going to go over the top rather than in the middle. Oh gosh, hard to see where I'm going. My hand's in the way. Ah! So I'm just squeezing very lightly with my thumb. If I need to get a little bit more colour out. Now the mica powder isn't as heavy as the white pigment paste, so it shouldn't drop and make blobbies, but we'll see, yet to be seen. Okay, now just gonna do like just a little swirl in there. It doesn't need a lot because, you know, I've got the stones there, so I don't want to do a lot. I just want to cover it up. Now this one's going to be more fun. This is where we start pulling through. Now, so imagine a clock. So 12, 6, 3, 9. So we'll go down and down. So we're going from the outside in and the outside in, and then like you can, if you want to go again, split those and then pull through, but I don't want to have it too busy. Actually, no, I don't think I will pull out. I think I'll just keep it like, I'll just keep the petal look. So I'm going to go like that and like that. So yeah, I'm not going to pull back the other way. I have done that in some of my previous videos, but for this one, because the little matching pair is just, you know, petals like this, I'm just going to leave it with petals. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to try and sort of pull this through if I've got any little blobby looking areas. And then here I'll just do a little swirl as well. Again, I don't need a big swirl because we've got that stone underneath. I just wanted to have it neat, basically, just neat on that side. So there we go. And another little torch. And we'll see what that does. So I'm hoping to have like a darker sort of orange around the outside. my orange is a little bit light, or this is a little bit dark, one or the other, but hopefully they'll still contrast. You know, sometimes you don't have to have them exactly the same color. Sometimes it's nice to have a contrast, isn't it? So yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens now. I'm going to have to get my gloves off. I should have cleaned up my mess first, but I'm going to take you down and then I'll put my gloves back on and then I'll clean up my mess. Just keep them so that I can use them again. All right, take it off the tripod. All right, so there's that one. And if you look around the edges there, you can see how the white's blooming nicely. But like I said, it's got a 70-minute work time, so it's going to take its time to close up. It's not in a hurry. Wonder which one's going to look prettier, you guys, eh? Wonder which one. See, this one's got what? 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of petals. This one's got, I'll count the red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's got 6 circles and this one's got 4 rows of petals. So this one's likely to close up more because there's more white in there and less gaps, if you know what I mean, less negative space. Yeah, so they'll both be pretty, no doubt. We'll just have to wait and see. Now this resin does set up a little bit slower than what I'm used to, the 360 plus, but I will come back to you when it's set up and we can unmold. And because it's such a thick resin, you don't tend to, touch wood, you don't tend to get the blobs if you wait till it gets to 40 degrees Celsius. All right, wish me luck. They're looking good so far. I'll see you tomorrow for the unmolding. Righto, so it's the next morning, bright and early. It's only 6:30. I've started my coffee, my cappuccino. Let's get on with this. I'm so looking forward to this. All right, here we go. Oh, hang on. Let me get my bit of black card just in case. Ta-da, my little black card. All right, here we go. Just so we've got, otherwise we're looking at the background here, okay? Ooh, let's hope it works. All right, are you ready? Here we go. I hope it works. Oh, wow. Look at that. What do you think of that one? The that coppery color that I used, that one, it didn't it didn't drop a lot. You can just see like a little hint of it in the petals. And then we've got that slight little bit of that orange ink around the outside there. So that's without the black. Got a little bit of area that hasn't closed up. Love my little stones in the middle. How cute are they? And you can see, I don't know if you can see, it's got a slight shimmer from that mica powder. That's the back. That's the front. There we go. All right, that's that one. Happy with that. Happy with that. So even though I put quite a lot of white in there, it hasn't sunk. It's just given a gorgeous 3D effect. Right, now the next one. This one was the rings. The rings that we did, wasn't it? That's the back. Again, hasn't closed up all the way on one side. I don't think my bench is quite level. I had something that was wet on this bench, so I picked it up and moved it over and put another bench here. And then I haven't been able to level it the same. I don't know why. Don't know why. But anyway, let's move that one out of the way. All right, so this was the rings. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that is so pretty. I don't know which one I prefer now. Look at that. And again, you can just see a little hint of that sort of orangish, brownish mica powder coming through. But you can see what I mean now. Like, I only pulled into the center. I didn't pull out, because if you pull out, you get those, like, you know, the points. And I didn't want that, because I wanted the two to match. That's it without the black. It's closed up. Whoops, it's closed up so much you can't really see much through the back. I guess I could have done my orange a little bit darker. It hasn't really shown up that well. Wow. All right. Which one do you like, you guys? I'll put them like that. Which one do you prefer? I always thought I liked this sort of style better, because you can actually see the blooms that you've piped. But this one looks much more symmetrical, and it's much sort of whiter in the center, and then it gets more apricot on the outside. That one's more apricot, I guess, because I didn't do as many, you know, white lines, so you can see more of the apricot in the middle, like that. Like that, see? Like these little bits here. You can see the apricot in those. They've kind of filled in, which you haven't got in this one as much. Little bits you can see, obviously. But because it was more, I did more circles, more white in there, you haven't got as much negative space. But anyway, there you go. That's the difference between the two. Hope you like them. Let me know what you think of them. And yeah, I'll be doing more, of course, 3D blooms, but really love this resin. It's a really nice thick resin, so it does blooms with ease. With ease. It's gorgeous. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again real soon for the next video. Bye for now.